Hey Dom, this is David Desai. Jungkook is at the airport leaving. Fans are mad at the new speculation with Charlie Puth, and new BTS concept photos are out. We need to talk about all of this. So, hate it or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Wherever you're dumpling, a Teespilling mug merch, and let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is the BTS concept photos. BTS has been teasing their new album called Proof, and today is the day we get new photos that give us an idea on what the look and feel of the album will be. The majority of the songs on the album are older hit songs, but these photos also give us an idea on what the 3 new songs could potentially sound like or what the music video might look like. Concept photos are usually supposed to be a feeling that you get and less of what the actual photo looks like. Judging by the photos, you might see or think that a music video might be something that appears like a bank heist or something like this, whereas oftentimes it's just the overall vibe that they copy and transfer into the music video and not the set or props they use. In these photos that were dropped, it looked like each individual member was in front of a huge bank safe and there was bullet holes on that round door looking thing. We also see bullets scattered on the floor, and then we see our boys dressed in tougher looking clothes and their hair colors are all dark. This could be kind of a throwback to some of their older work, as back when they were first debuting they had that tougher urban style. So this can kind of be an homage to that without it literally being the same style, since that style is not in style anymore. But most importantly, I think they chose this concept photo because it represents the boy group really well. After all, their Korean name is Bangtansonyondae, which has bullets in the name, and the fandom is ARMY. So their whole career has been a reference to guns and armor and that sort of stuff. Of course, they ultimately went by BTS because it's easier to say and less controversial than saying bullets and implying guns. Now, I don't think these photos are all the concepts. I think there will be another drop and another batch of photos. I do feel like what we can expect from these photos is a music video of something more reminiscent of the older days. BTS kind of stopped their Most Beautiful Moment in Life series. If you aren't aware, BTS had a music video series that they often made references to drinking, going to jail, domestic abuse, suicide, and this is how they got their start. Because no other K-pop idol at the time were discussing these big social issues, and oftentimes their videos would not even get played because in Korea this is considered very controversial. If you want kind of a short recap of everything, go watch Euphoria by Jungkook, the music video, and you'll get an idea of everything. The end of the video was supposed to represent Jungkook killing himself. Some people debate whether that's true or not. I don't remember if they showed it in the music video, but if you go to the behind the scenes video, you'll see Jungkook simulate jumping off the building. Of course, as they ultimately came to America, it was difficult for them to kind of transfer that style over, and instead they went with more popular American pop style music. It was also difficult for them to write and come up with such meaningful and powerful lyrics in English to continue their story, especially if this is not their native language. So they kind of put that series on halt. There was another reason or theory like this, the idea that if you're debuting in a country that is likely not very accepting of other cultures, why would you attempt to create something or anything controversial that can screw up your chances of radio play? However, the series, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, never actually concluded, or at least I don't think. So for an anthology album, what is better than actually concluding the story and the series that put their name on the map? We do have a hunch that the songs might not be in English, so this could be their way of going back. But anyway, this is just my theory for the photos. Who knows what will happen? We'll have to wait until the release of the music video. Jungkook was definitely a topic of conversation today, and a lot of people have been talking about what he was up to as we saw him leave Korea to go to the US. It was recently announced that BTS will be meeting with Biden at the White House and discussing Asian hate. I was seeing some theories online, and it had never occurred to me that the possibility of them live streaming the conversation with Biden was a thing that could happen. I think it's a great idea, and it will bring a lot of more awareness to the discussion as millions of people will be tuning in and possibly learning. I initially thought it was just going to be BTS giving their thoughts and then Biden kind of just taking notes to know what action to take going forward. But a live stream would be a great idea. But it was interesting because this White House event was planned for the 31st of May, and the members were all supposed to fly out to the White House on the 29th. But Jungkook was apparently seen or reported to be flying out to America a day before. People think it's to LA, but I don't know where they're reading that. I didn't see any official sites report specifically on LA, but I could be wrong. But around this time, Charlie Puth has been posting a lot on social media about his album and promotional singles. He recently posted a post on Reels, I believe, where he was just working out. He was playing Stay Alive by Jungkook and Suga, and people were excited that he was listening to this track. Stay Alive is definitely one of the more hidden tracks. Charlie could have played Euphoria or My Time, which were more of the official releases. Not to say that Stay Alive isn't. I actually really like the song, but Euphoria and My Time were in an album and are promoted and performed a lot more. Basically, you don't have to be an ARMY to know those songs, while Stay Alive is mostly consumed by ARMYs, I think. So Charlie listening and posting this, people were already thinking that he was likely up to something. Then recently posted saying that he was going to have a feature on Left and Right, one of his new songs, and told us to guess who it would be. Recently, even before that, we had heard of Jungkook mentioning how he wants to collab with Charlie, and recently Charlie has been talking about the boys a bit more. So theories immediately surfaced that Charlie would make something with Jungkook. And then of course theories of Jungkook flying to LA or Jungkook leaving the members a day early would signify a collab. So what do you think? Do you think Jungkook is leaving BTS a day early to collab with Charlie? Or do you think he is there for an entirely different reason? This was very controversial for many reasons. Jungkook and Charlie have met before and they have hung out, and Charlie was even over at a Korean Awards show with the boys just to spend time with them. Jungkook also got a chance a little while ago to sing We Don't Talk Anymore with Charlie and all that, and it was great. Nothing bad happened there. Jungkook and Charlie seemed to really get along, and Charlie didn't insult Jungkook, none of that. Charlie tweeted out a little while, maybe before the collab or after, I can't remember, where he tweeted saying that he loved BTS. I think either a year or a month or so later, the tweet was deleted. The idea that the tweet was gone made ARMYs mad, saying that once the collab happened or whatever, Charlie went back to pretend like he didn't know who BTS was or cared who BTS was. And initially it started out pretty slow, like only 1 out of every 10 tweets or comments were about this. Then it disappeared for a long time. I didn't see it at all. And then out of nowhere, I guess some viral tweets on Twitter or whatever happened, and his social media was flooded with "you use BTS for clout." And when I say flooded, I mean you could not find a single comment that said or talked about anything else. And mind you, this was a while after the tweet was gone. Charlie ultimately ended up responding and denying it and saying that he loves BTS. But whoever started this trend and the viral tweet, if Charlie had an album out at that time and it performed poorly, he can sue you and claim that your tweet was the reason his album performed poorly, over a claim that could have easily been disproven, that someone decided to spread. Charlie uses a software that deletes all his old tweets after a year or so. This is something a lot of celebrities should do, by the way, because people change after a year and culture changes as well. And deleting old tweets that could be controversial every year is smart. When you go on his account and you see all his tweets deleted, but then just pick the one BTS tweet and act like he only deleted that one tweet because he hated BTS, which causes this huge storm on him, yeah, that's defamation. And funny enough, I think the hate didn't catch on the moment it happened, because the moment it happened, people can see that Charlie had no tweets. So they were like, oh, this is silly, he just deleted everything. But months later, when Charlie tweets new stuff that hasn't been deleted yet, and then someone brings up, remember when Charlie deleted the old BTS tweet? People start to think that it was only that tweet since they see other tweets on his page. And the problem I have is that people are still mad at Charlie. And when they read that Jungkook is flying over to LA, they're encouraging others not to stream the song or not listen to it because the fandom apparently hates Charlie. And people who don't know the whole story will still think that Charlie used BTS for clout even after it's been entirely disproved. His reputation went from someone who was accepting of Jungkook and K-pop to now being a hater of BTS and accused of being a racist. But of course, why would the fandom care about ruining anyone else's reputation? I'd say I love to listen to this song if it is happening, and if it is happening, Jungkook has no problem with Charlie. If this collaboration was real, Jungkook would have agreed to do it. So what is the issue here? Do you think Jungkook should not do the collab with Charlie, maybe for another reason? And will you be listening to the song, or are you just over it and want the song gone and you will not participate in streaming it? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. I think it's this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.